quam Lucifer, qui nescito casum. Christus in quam Lucifer, qui nescito casum. Christus filius tuus.
All right. On this video right here, I want to explain to people who Lucifer is. I want to share with them from my point of view who Lucifer is, because I've heard a lot of people on the internet and on YouTube give their take on what they think Lucifer is. Okay, and I'm not trying to banish none of their conclusions, because like we're all right, but we need to put together this puzzle so we can all have the big picture of who Lucifer actually is. Okay, now the reason why most people is confused about who Lucifer is because it depends on what context you're talking about him in. There's different ways of talking about Lucifer. So whenever someone say who Lucifer is, they like really never know, because they thinking that it's one being or something like that, right? Instead of a scientific process, or a man that is claiming that he's Lucifer because he want to take over that scientific process, which is going to war and taking all the resources and all those different things, right? So if you're talking about Lucifer, the physical world that took form, that's dense light, that's one way of talking about him. The other way of talking about Lucifer is all of mankind, okay? A certain aspect of him, right? And the other way to talk about him is as the white man himself, okay? A lot of people, when going to do their research on Lucifer, they come back with, Lucifer is represented by Venus, okay? And that is one of the clues about, Lucifer. But what I find to be a bigger clue than Venus is the element phosphorus, okay? That element phosphorus is the element that represents Lucifer. Now, why do that element represent Lucifer? Because phosphorus is 99.9% found in physical form, not gas, not in spirit form, okay? It's found in physical form. And it's responsible, the element and the nutrient is responsible for helping support to create the physical form. So it creates your bones, okay? Your teeth. It's used in vegetation in order to make the plants blossom and grow and have a body and bear fruits, okay? So phosphorus support the spark of life. You see, it's stardust. What is stardust? Stardust is elements, minerals, electrical conductors that support the spark of life, you see? And that's what makes it the bringer of the light, the bringer of the life. And that's why it's responsible for most of the energy transformation to help create the body, you see? So that's like a roundabout understanding of what phosphorus does. So phosphorus create the bodies, all right? It's the element, the nutrient that's responsible for creating the bodies. So now, when you hear Lucifer, and they tell you that Lucifer is the light bringer, people automatically think that Lucifer is only just that kind of light. But no. When you take the scripture that you read about Lucifer in, it says, "O Lucifer, him that fell from the heavens, that is cut off to the ground." And I just told you that phosphorus is responsible for making the physical bodies. So if Lucifer is the light bringer, and he is light that is represented as being cut off to the ground, that means that Lucifer is dense light, physical bodies, okay? That's what it is. Lucifer is not the quantum light, okay? He is the dense light. O Lucifer, him that fell from the heaven, that is cut off to the ground. And this is why I say phosphorus is one of the biggest clues that they gave you on who Lucifer actually is. Because when you know what phosphorus do, which is responsible for creating the physical matter and helping physical bodies grow, then you understand that Lucifer is a man. Okay? Now, what man is Lucifer? To be all honest with you, Lucifer can actually be any man, but he's not, because that name was made by the Romans and reserved by the Romans for the Romans. So Lucifer is the Romans. Lucifer is the white man. Okay? That's who Lucifer is. That's who Lucifer is. He's the white man. Now, the actual science and understanding behind the name is not the white man. That's just what things naturally are to a degree. You see? Now, the reason why I said he can really be anybody is because, in all reality, the name Lucifer is just a title for a science, an understanding of these different components of this science. So just understand that Lucifer is literally dense matter. He's cut off to the ground. Light that is cut off to the ground is dense light. I don't want to argue with nobody. It's dense light. Light that is cut off to the ground, that fell from the heaven, which is what you are. You're light that fell from the heavens that is in dense light right now, nigga. Okay? That's what it is. Now, I got this paper right here. My bad, it's kind of bent right here. But what I'm showing you guys on this paper right here, okay, these are things out the Bible. And I just wanted to show you guys the setup, okay? Here you got, up here, you got Adam and Eve, right? Atoms and electrons, right? Or whatever you want to say, however you want to look at it. But you got Adam and Eve, right? Which equals light. You got serpent, which represents consciousness, which equals light. You got Lucifer, which is the light bringer, which equals light. You got Jesus, which equals light. You got 666 atoms, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, which is the representation of light. And as you can see, that arrow is going from this, as you can see, that arrow is going from here to here, right? From the atom to the atom. You see? Because he said 666 is the number of the man. It's the number of the beast, right? Whoever have wisdom will be able to understand this number, right? Okay, so if he said that 666 is the number of the man, the first thing you were supposed to do was go back to the creation of man. You see what I'm saying? Go back to the creation of man. That's the first thing you do. And then you got melanin down here, which is also the 666, which equals dense light, okay? Now, we use that science of the melanin, the 666, the dense light, in order to create the Adam and Eve, okay? The Elohim that was already here that created the Adam and Eve, all right? So we created them with light, you see? So Lucifer, which is represented by phosphorus, is dense light. Not melanin, but made out of the science and the understanding of melanin, which we created him, and he is dense light. So Adam and Eve is Lucifer. You see? Adam and Eve is Lucifer. This is what's going on. You know? Lucifer, him that fell from the heavens, that is cut off to the ground. The atoms, the 666, the Lucifer, the atom, the 666, the Lucifer, the serpent, okay? All light, all right? Just to let you guys know that Lucifer is dense light, which is the bringer the bringer of the light, right? Like I showed you, all these things equal light. So all these things have been brought forth by Lucifer, the bringer of the light. All this is really simple. Lucifer is the understanding of the physical world that fell from the light. You see what I mean? O Lucifer, him that fell from the heaven and is now cut off to the ground. Okay? So it's simple as understanding light coming down here, making physical stuff. Okay? So you got 3 levels of light. You got the black light, you got the white light, and then you have dense light, okay, which is the physical world. Okay? So God will be the spirit, and God's son will be the light, and Lucifer will be the dense light that fell from the light. Okay? The dense light that fell from the light. You see? See, Jesus was supposed to be able to rise back into heaven. Lucifer wasn't able to. He was supposed to be cut off to the ground, right? So like I said, you got the black light, which is God, which is supposed to have brought forth the light, which is supposed to be Jesus, right? And then you have the light that fell from the light, which is Lucifer. And this is why you got Jesus and Lucifer both in there represented as the morning star. You see what I mean? That's responsible for bringing forth this physical illusion that we're having right now. So Lucifer is literally the physical world that fell from the light. Lucifer also is the white man, because he's the one that made that exact word up. You see what I mean? But when you're just looking at it from the science perspective of it, and not really tripping off the mythology stories that much, all of us is really a Lucifer. Everything is really a Lucifer. Everything that manifested and came forth that fell from the light into this physical world is a Lucifer. Because that's what you did. You fell from the light too. But the only thing about you is you don't got to be cut off to the ground. You can rise again. Your star can rise again. You see what I'm saying? So now when we're talking about Lucifer, the white man, you want to ask yourself, why is he cut off to the ground, right? I'll tell you now. Because his pineal gland is calcified. Therefore, he is not interacting with the star in the heavens correctly, okay? So his star cannot rise if he is not connected to the star in the sky already. There is no interaction with the universe. He is bounded and cut off only to the earth. This is why his big thing is NASA. It's trying to take over the heavens. It's trying to take over the space. You see? And this is why he got everybody working for him. So no matter what job you got, I don't care if it's working at Burger King, I don't care if it's being a lawyer or a doctor, I don't care what job you got. We are all funding their space station, okay? The federal taxes that people pay is funding their space station, their space programs, all right? Because they know they are cut off from the heavens. And if you was watching Young Pharaoh's video the other night, you will see them saying that they wasn't allowing black people to work in certain sectors of NASA. You see? Now you might be asking yourself, why is that? You already seeing these different white people in these different groups are in their little secret groups admitting that we are the extraterrestrials, right? So this will show you why they got us in their ghettos and they're all up in our ancient temples investigating our space program because they know that we're the extraterrestrials, right? You know, they see all these spaceships and spacecrafts that we have on the wall here. You know, they know that we ran the ancient space program. That's what the pyramids is. It's part of an ancient space program. So why would they let us in on something that we started when they're the ones that's trying to take it over?
He said they don't want black people to know that they have extraterrestrial DNA. Now I have to play a video of a white man saying that the elites are withholding certain information from the general public because they don't want black people to know they have extraterrestrial DNA.
They don't want black people to know that they have extraterrestrial ancestry. Right, and you were being told that black people didn't serve in the space program. Right, and there were people from all races. Right, very interesting.
You see? because we are the extraterrestrials, right? You know, and they know that they was cut off to the ground. So their mission is to try to take our place in these heavens. You know, and I don't know how they really plan to do that, due to it's more of a spiritual thing than physical thing, like, you know, some might think. You know, but maybe that's also why they also represent Lucifer, because Lucifer represents the physical world. And since they are cut off to the ground, it's kind of like them saying, well, shit, we'll dominate the physical world then. Fuck everything else then. We're going to dominate this world for sure then. Call me a Lucifer. Call me Phosphorus, because I'm taking over everything that took form. You see? And on this part, I just want to show people real quick that they know that they are the Lucifer. Okay? When you see the thunderbolts on white supremacists, that means different things, but one of the big things that it means is energy, light, trapped inside of the body. Okay? That's one thing it means. And a lot of times these guys get the tattoo of the thunderbolt under their eye when they kill a black person, meaning that they took his energy. You see what I'm saying? They took his spirit. They killed him and took his energy. You know what I mean? So understand that the understanding of Lucifer is an understanding of energy inside of physical things, light inside of physical things, inside of dense matter. You see what I'm saying? And they understand that very well. And this is why they also call themselves the Illuminati. And they got many branches like the Ku Klux Klan and, you know, all these different white supremacist groups. All that stuff is branches of the Illuminati. You see what I mean? And they all understand the one thing. They understand the light that's above and the light that's down here. So down here below, these thunderbolts literally represent the energy that one holds inside of their body. And that energy is conducted by phosphorus. So like I said, you have the white man that made the name up, Lucifer, and connected it to the scientific process of phosphorus that plays a vital role in creating the forms of bodies on Earth, okay? And it is dense light. So when you understand that, you understand the mythology part, and you understand the real part of the mythology part, and you understand the scientific part of the mythology part. So after understanding what we understand today, we don't even need to look at the term Lucifer only when we're looking at white supremacists, the Illuminati. You see what I'm saying? That's the only time when we need to look at Lucifer now. You see what I mean? Besides that, we know that phosphorus is a natural element that play a vital role in us materializing and manifesting on this planet for us to be seen by others, you see? So that's important to know. So we can dispel the mythology and see who Satan really is, or who the Lucifer really is.